All right, it's up to temperature. I'm about to grab it out of the forge and do our first forge weld on it. Like it's gonna take pretty good. I'm gonna throw it back in the forge, get it up a little hotter, and we'll just kind of keep doing that until we know we got a good weld, and then we can start drawing it out. We're back up to temperature for our second go in the press. I'm about to pull it out of the forge and get pressing. Pressing on down there pretty good. Kind of get some of that scale off of there. But just kind of keep working it until we get it all down, sealed up tight, and then start drawing it out. It's up to temperature again. I'm about to grab it out of the forge. Continue the welding process and kind of start drawing it out and getting it out to the dimension that I like to work with once to kind of get the layer count up. same billet. Now you can see it's quite getting quite a bit longer. Just keep the process, just doing this time and time again till we get out to the size that we want. I think I'm going to put the those other dies on that I mentioned and kind of play around with them a little bit. That forge is a rocking and a rolling right now. It is hot, so. It's pretty cold here. Southeast Texas standards, we're kind of mid-50s. In November, throughout the day, kind of cloudy, rainy, so a little cold in the shop, but the garage, that's all I got. Make do with what you got, right? It's my shop garage. I'm gonna give this a little persuasion with the hammer right quick. I'm not liking how it's fitting up. That ought to do it. There we go. When in doubt, just hit it with a hammer. I've seen other presses out there, and their die change-out system is quite impressive. Kind of with the shop tools I have, it's a little more difficult to make some of those really precise squared locking type deals. But I'm learning, keep learning until we get it. This works. Most of the time I use the flat die, and then I have some squaring dies that I use for canister Damascus and such, but just finished kind of remaking this one today, and gonna help draw out that billet a little faster. It should be hot enough to go now. Oh yeah. So as you can see, pretty much doubled the size of the billet there, using these kind of rounded dies instead of the flat on there. always seem to get a little curve out of there. I'll just take that to the anvil, straighten it out, throw it back in. And I'm gonna draw it out a little bit more on this, and then take those off and kind of flatten it out and kind of draw it out on that axis there. Squeeze it down, help get a little more length out of it. Not too hot. For this next go around, it'll be a little hot. It takes quick movements to kind of pull them off there and get it going. All right, it's getting up to heat. I'm going to use these. This will be a nice thickness of that billet. I'm going to put these on here. This old leaf spring, it's about 10 millimeter. 5160. I put it in there as a kiss block. Just kind of keep pressing it until I get it as close to that as I can on the dimension. And I'll throw those 1, 2, 3 blocks in there, and I'll try and keep it at 2 inches in width, and then about 10 millimeters, give or take, on thickness. That's probably pretty good. Don't burn the tape. Oh yeah, that gave me on another 2 inches there. That'll be more than enough. Tape's burning. That'll be more than enough to kind of cut these ends off here. Leave me good 12 inches to work with. We'll straighten it up a little bit. Kind of get some of the scale off of it, and throw it in the forge and turn her off, and let it cool down real slow so that it's easier to work with. And then we'll go to the grinding, make some dust. Throw it back in there, get it hot again. I'm going to put it on the anvil and kind of just straighten it up a little bit. I think you can see pretty good from there. Yeah, that'll work. Like my new truck? Love it. take too long, and the forge is really hot, and that steel's much thinner than it was. It takes the heat a lot quicker. If any of y'all out there know of a good system to mount my tongs and hammers and such to my anvil stand, just a big old piece of oak, I'd love to hear it, because I hadn't figured out anything and hadn't put a lot of effort into it, but it's somewhat of a pain in the butt. I always end up setting something right there, and it always ends up on the ground. But I always pick it back up, dust it off, and get to going again. Next step's a whole lot easier. So now it's just let her cool down nice and slow, and get it out when it's cooled, and take her to the grinder. I like to take my time on between the steps, and I've seen people cut it, fold it over, and try and do that. Throw a lot of flux in there. I've done it a few times. You can do it. It's, you know, it can be done. It's just you're risking your steel, in my opinion. Better to take it slow and kind of do it right, instead of trying to do it fast, and that ends up biting you in the ass in the long run. So some of that scale off of there when it's still a little hot, just by doing that. It makes it a little easier on the grinder. I'll show you a little trick or tool that I'm using on to get the scale off first. That's the hardest stuff on here, is the scale, and kind of getting all that off so that you can kind of go to town with the grinder and get some good clean steel. I'll let her back in the forge. Cool down real slow. So quiet. All right, it's in the forge. You can see there's still a lot of late and heat in there. I got this little piece of KO wool that kind of set in front of there. Put my fire brick on it. Kind of seal it off a little bit. Close off the burner openings for the airflow, and then just let it sit and cool real nice and slow.